Are you bored of Driving Empire and struggle to find good games to play? Well, don't worry, because I'll be showcasing 5 different games in this video that I think you guys should definitely check out. Let's go ahead and see what we have on this list. Alrighty, so our first game on this list is going to be a game called Car Racing Unlimited Adrenaline of Racing. So I've actually mentioned this game a couple times on the channel already, but I really have to add it back onto this list because, well, it's just such amazing, very realistic, and very well detailed game. It's just extremely detailed and extremely realistic. It's just absolutely amazing. It's arguably one of the most underrated games I've ever seen on the Roblox platform, and it's just a incredibly underrated game. But it's sitting at the number 5 list because, well, it isn't exactly a racing game. Like, it is a racing game because obviously you can race people in here, but like, it's not exactly a racing game because, like, it's not like there's not like actual races. But this game is super freaking amazing. It's such a vibe to be in. This game is very similar to like a PlayStation, like just any console game or anything like that. It just looks super amazing. You guys do have a few tracks to choose from, and it's actually pretty freaking insane. Like I said, it's a super underrated game that I really suggest you guys check out. It's got so many maps, and it's just super well detailed, and the maps are honestly fairly well. There's four different maps to choose from, and they're all going like starting from a skill level of 6.9 all the way up to a 10. They do give you a little bit of detail of the maps in this game as well, which I find very cool and very helpful. But like, I definitely suggest you guys play this because the maps are also extremely detailed and really well detailed. Literally, there is no one playing this game right now. Like, as of recording this, there is like literally 0 players in this freaking game. The cutscenes are absolutely beautiful and just super freaking detailed and amazing, and very well animated as well. It's freaking awesome and just looks really beautiful. And the car sounds also sound absolutely insane as well. I love the freaking car sounds in this game. They're so freaking good. And you guys do have quite a bit of cars to choose from as well. There's actually quite a bit in here. Not a whole lot, but there is a bit. And like I said before, they are super well detailed. Like, they are extremely detailed. And of course, it does tell you details about the cars as well, because, well, why would they not do that? And now the chassis isn't exactly great. It's a little bit difficult to control, but if you guys are very skilled drivers, I think you guys should be able to manage in this game perfectly fine. The lighting also looks incredible in this game as well. Along with the sceneries in this game, they worked so hard and put so much detail into the scenery. The sceneries look absolutely gorgeous. Alright guys, so the next game on this list is actually a very small game. This is called The Greatest Challenge, and as you guys can see probably by the gameplay, you guys can probably tell by the gameplay, this is actually a Hot Wheels game. But this is actually very sick. There's like, I don't think there's really no like advantages in the cars. It's kind of like they're all like, all have like the same performance and stuff like that, which means like there's no grinding system or anything like that. It's just a game to like actually have fun in. It's basically like who is the better driver or anything like that. But then again, like, there is no races, so it's more of a game just like chilling, or like, you know, see if you can like actually complete the map or like complete the track or whatever like that, which I find super freaking cool. It's full of Hot Wheels cars and just full of like different like kind of Hot Wheels cars and stuff like that, and it's just super freaking sick. Or if you guys can hit like big enough jumps, which you may see in this video somewhere. But yeah, there is a lot. Like, I'm talking like a lot of cars to choose from. There is so many, and if you guys actually hit the big enough jumps, like if you guys actually hit like the big jumps, stuff like that, you guys can literally do stunts. Like, you guys can do like front flips and back flips and stuff like that, some spins and twists and stuff like that. You guys can do all different kinds of stunts if you guys hit the big jumps. And not only that, the lighting is actually not too bad either. I mean, it doesn't look incredibly perfect. It's not like Apex Autosport or anything like that. Like, it's not like super realistic or anything like that, but it looks decent. It actually looks really freaking well. Like, it looks really good. And of course, like I said, there is many different maps to choose from, which is really freaking cool. And yeah, I mean, they're like really well made maps as well. And this game is just super underrated. It's a very underrated game. And like, all the cars, they all have the same performance. So like, there's no like advantage or anything like that. It's more so just like what car do you want to drive? Like, just grab the car and go drive your favorite looking car or anything like that, and boom. It's like, I mean, it's really that simple. But yeah, it's just a very chill game to play, and just like, you know, I mean, you guys have a lot of maps to complete and stuff like that. And I believe you guys do actually get badges for completing the maps. So it actually gives you, you know, a reason to actually, like, you know, finish it. But yeah, The Greatest Challenge, definitely a underrated game that I really suggest you guys try out. Alright guys, so the next game on the list, Highway Hooligans. This is a game that a lot of people are familiar with, and I gotta put it up here. It's a game that I really think is worth trying out for a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, not a lot of people are playing this right now. I mean, it does have over 200 players right now, I think. There is a lot to do in this game, and it's basically like another No Hesi game, but it has so much more, and it just makes it, there's just so much stuff about it, and like so much content in the game that makes it so much better. Now, remember when I said this game had a lot more content than like other like kind of like No Hesi games and stuff like that, or like highway games or whatever? Well, not only does this game have like a normal highway like any other like, you know, like No Hesi game or whatever like that, this game actually has races and like actual racetracks and stuff like that, and you guys can literally make lobbies for like your friends or anything like that, and you guys can literally hang out in the freaking lobbies with your cars displaying as the race is getting ready to be like set it up and stuff like that, and it is just so freaking amazing. This is, and like I quote, like I'm literally going to quote this right now, like literally I am never going to take this back. This is the best highway game on Roblox. Now, the chassis may not be for everybody. Yeah, I get it. The chassis, not a lot of people like the chassis, but I mean, it could be worse. It could be like a very loose chassis or something like that. So let's just admit it could be a worse chassis. But but in my opinion, the chassis is perfectly fine. But you know, some people could not like it. Some people may like it. Some people probably won't. Who knows? I mean, but still, this is a awesome freaking game. It's super underrated. It's like, really, it's criminally underrated. There's also barn finds in this game as well, so you guys can unlock more cars as far literally as you drive on the infinite highway. There's barn finds that you guys can find, and of course, just like lobbies and stuff like that, you guys can actually, you know, play with other people or play with other friends and stuff like that, because, well, duh. And there is also power-ups, so you guys can get money. You guys can get like the star, which is like a little like health thingy like that, so like it makes you invincible, and it's freaking amazing. And of course, there is cops in the game. Yes, there is cops in the game, and your car also does take damage, and you guys can also take damage from the cops, from just hitting stuff or whatever, and anything like that. Your car will, or vehicle will take damage, but you guys can repair it by going to the gas station and stopping there. And yes, you guys can also destroy the helicopters, which is very, very freaking awesome. This game also has pretty decent customization, nothing too crazy, but they are actually going to be adding more customization stuff in the fairly like in the future. At some point they will add more customization, but right now the customization is pretty basic, and you know, it's not, you know, the greatest thing of all time or anything like that, but it's still not too bad. You guys obviously do have vinyls as well, which is also pretty freaking interesting and pretty freaking sick, I'd say. Some vinyls actually look really, really good, so that is something I'll admit. Some of them do look super freaking amazing. Now, in the lobbies, you guys have a few settings in your lobbies. You guys got a public lobby, so you guys can make it public or private if you guys like to. You guys can turn on or turn off collisions during the races, and you guys obviously have your lobby code up here, so if you want to share it with just your friends or anything like that, then you guys can obviously share that, and they can put in the code at the normal lobby, like in the actual lobby of the game, and once they enter that, they'll be teleported and they can come right into the lobby with you. And you guys can also set the laps for certain tracks or certain races or whatever like that. You guys can set the laps, and you guys can set the time of day. And for the actual tracks themselves, right now there is 3. There is Pines Raceway, Willow Springs, and Redwood Circuit. But yeah, Highway Hooligans, definitely go check it out. One of the most underrated games I've ever seen and ever played, so please go check it out. Link will be in the description with all the other games. Alright guys, so the next game on this list is a very, very dead game. It's a very forgotten and dead game, but honestly, it's really, really fun and just super freaking cool. And this game is none other than Checkpoint Racing Unleashed. This game was a very, very popular game back then, but then it kind of died off and it's like very dead now. Like, no one plays this game anymore. I don't even think people remember this game even existed. But the only thing wrong about this game is the chassis. The chassis is really not that great. Like, it's really hard to get used to, or like it's like either hard to get used to or you won't ever get used to it. It's like a very difficult chassis to get used to, but either way, this game is super freaking fun. And it's Checkpoint, it's like, so basically there is so many different like racing modes and racing styles that you guys can have in this game, and different styles of racing. And this game is like, so not only is there like normal racing, it's like a normal circuit tracks and stuff like that, there is like different ones where there's like randomized checkpoints, stuff like that, so you guys have to go like follow all over the map everywhere and collect different checkpoints and like get different checkpoints like wherever you go and see who can get get to them the fastest or whatever. And there's just so many, it's just like I can't name them all because I haven't played the game in a long time, but there's just so many different like racing modes and stuff like that, and it's honestly freaking amazing. Not only does it have many racing modes, they also had some really good customization. It has like body kits for like almost every single car in the game. Now, knowing it's a little bit difficult to get money in this game because, well, it's kind of hard to control the car and everything like that, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get money. So you may have a hard time like upgrading your car and customizing and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's gonna look super freaking sick, and there's different kinds of body kits and stuff like that you guys can do. Some of them may look a little bit odd, but yeah. Now, moving on to like the kind of cars that this game actually has, there is a fairly decent amount of cars. Not exactly a whole lot, but there is a pretty decent amount. You guys still got Ferraris in this game as well, which is pretty interesting. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the Enzo is for some reason cheaper than the 458, which is a little bit interesting to do. Alright guys, so now it is time for the honorable mentions. So the honorable mention starts off with Untitled Tag Game, and our other honorable mention is none other than Detriment. Yes, I know, I absolutely glaze Detriment all the freaking time, but hear me out, it's a good game. I literally got someone who didn't care about Detriment, but literally I got him to play it, he played it, and he's addicted to it. The game's criminally underrated, so go and play it right now and watch my video on it. It was super hard to edit. But both of these games are absolutely awesome to freaking play. They're really freaking awesome, they're really fun to play, and the reason why these are honorable mentions is because, well, they're not car games. And obviously I've grown my fan base on, well, cars, so I kind of have to put these on honorable mentions. But if I was able to put these on like the actual list, then let's just say that these two games will be very high up on the list. But since this is a car game, a car game channel and stuff like that, I kind of have to, keep it appropriate for my audience. And of course, games like Detriment and like, Untitled Tag Game, they're not appropriate for, well, a car channel. So, I had to put these to the honorable mention, but I honestly would not have done it if I was able to. But Detriment, I made a whole video on it, so I'm not going to go over it again. So if you guys want to know more about Detriment, then you guys can go watch my whole video that I made on it. But Untitled Tag Game, it is kind of exactly what it says. It's, tag on Roblox. Now, don't start thinking that I assume that all my fans are like 8-year-olds that want to play tag all day or something like that. No, that's not what I think. This game is actually really freaking fun. Like, it may seem a little weird at first. It may seem a little bit childish and weird because, it's tag. But trust me, once you guys play it, you guys are not going to regret it one bit. It's so freaking fun. And literally, I played with one of my friends before, and we just absolutely had like the greatest freaking time. We were just screaming and stuff like that, just because like we were freaking out who would get tagged first and stuff like that. Like, I honestly thought, like, I think I had the recording somewhere, but then I think I accidentally deleted it. But that just gives an idea on how fun this freaking game is. It can get really intense, really fun, and it's just such a vibe, such a sick game to play with, especially with friends. So that's why this is on the honorable mentions, and trust me, I really wanted to add it to this list. Alright guys, and for the final game on this list is going to be none other than Tiny Wheels. Now, do not start clicking off this video. Do not start downing this game just by its appearance. Listen up. It's so freaking fun, dude. This game is literally the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. This game, I'm not even kidding. I first saw this game and I doubted it at first, but I first played it, and this game, I literally stayed on this game for a whole 4 hours straight, dude. I had no life at the time when I first played this game. Now, just like the Greatest Challenge, there is no like advantage with the cars or anything like that. All the cars have the same performance, and there's no like, there's no advantage or anything like that. You just pick the style of a car you want, or the style of a vehicle that you want in this game, and then you pick it and drive it. It's just based on who is the better driver. And this game is like, it actually has races. This is actually a racing game. It's like a racing slash drifting kind of game, I would say. Like, I don't really know how to like really say it or anything like that, but it's so freaking fun. It's based off just who is the better driver, who can drive better, and there's so many tracks. I have heard people say that it's like a bunch of AI generated tracks, but I don't think that's the case. I think there's just like a lot of different tracks. Like, I'm saying like a lot of different tracks that can like, that can like switch and like be randomly generated or anything like that. Like, I don't think it's AI generated. I think they're like, I don't think they're like a bunch of random tracks. I think there is still like duplicate tracks in the game and stuff like that. But yeah, but still, this game is super super freaking fun, such a vibe, and so fun to play with friends, dude. I was playing with my friend Gene, which is when that was actually the same like first time I first played this game or whatever, and I was playing with him. Dude, me and him were freaking playing this game for so long, having a blast, bro. Tiny Wheels, I think, is probably one of the best games ever, not just like in cars in general, like I'm saying ever, to like this is like the one of the best games to ever be on the Roblox platform. It's so criminally underrated, dude. It has like 200, like it's like 220 players or something like that. It's like a super underrated game, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna say it right now, play Tiny Wheels. Play it as soon as you guys get the chance. I don't care if you guys are in school right now or something like that, or anything like that. As soon as you guys find the chance to play it, play it. It's so freaking fun. And on these tracks, there's also different obstacles. So there's stuff like cones, there's like barriers, stuff like that, and there's ramps in the road, and which sometimes you can actually use them as shortcuts, which is actually kind of funny and pretty cool and pretty helpful as well. And that is every game on the list. Comment down below what you guys think about these games and which is your favorite out of the 5 I showcased. If you guys did enjoy this video, then leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord server and join my Roblox group. All these will be linked in the description. Have a good day, everybody, and peace.